It's great. I love the old feel, and I've seen so many new buildings, and they're awesome to play in. They're so beautiful to look at, but you come to something like this, and you realize there's so much tradition and history in it. It just has that much more meaning.
Hawaii ranked 4th in the country, leading 7-2. Second set, Hawaii won the first. Milo, little off speed, kept alive. And there's the Idaho block.
Hawaii did a good job out of system there, getting the set up, but Idaho watched step by step and read where they needed to be on that block.
Idaho currently in 4th place, hoping to keep its streak alive of never missing a WAC tournament since the tournament went to 6 teams. Satelli hammers it for Hawaii, 8-3.
And that's just a matter of the Idaho block and defense making adjustments so that they're not getting those kills down that line. So they need to move and either have the blockers move to the right so that the libero or DS can move around and pick it up, or just open it to channel.
Fight with a set to Kelsey Taylor, the all-conference performer from right here in Moscow. It's where she grew up.
Taylor isn't as fast or up in the air as early, but she has such a great swing, and she always puts the ball in the right spot. She sees the openings and puts the ball there. Big
target at 6'3". Not only is she all-conference on the volleyball court, also an all-WAC academic selection. Point to Hawaii. It's one thing I did notice about players from both these teams, Kelly, is how many of them made that all-academic team in the WAC. Both these programs very solid academically. Kaihue serving. Milo hits it out.
Her timing on that attempt was just a little off. I think she needed to wait and then just get up and explode. Rather, she just went in a little slow and kind of just jumped to hit.
But this has been pretty standard operating procedure for Idaho. They have typically fallen behind in most sets this year and eventually are able to get back out of trouble. But against the 4th-ranked team in the country, I don't think they can afford to keep falling behind in these sets. Now trailing by 7, they trailed by 6 in the first set, and then ended up making it close. Sent over by Kaihue. Milo. And Weber, one of the 2 freshmen for Hawaii having an impact this season. Michelle Weber, freshman from Wildemar, California. And a timeout taken by Idaho as Hawaii has now built an 8-point lead. We've got some high school football coming your way Friday night. Aquinas, the Saints, taking on Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers. It's coverage of ESPN's Rise High School Football Friday night. That game will be in Kansas. You can see the future stars of football today. ESPN Rise High School Football Showcase presented by Gatorade on ESPNU Friday at 8 Eastern. You can also see one of the top high school quarterbacks in the country, Bubba Starling, 6'5", 195-pounder. He is ranked number 6 among quarterbacks in the ESPNU 150 and is planning on playing for Nebraska. Dave Shoji, one of the best coaches in the history of this sport. He will go into the Volleyball Hall of Fame in December. Shoji, the winningest active coach in Division I, second all-time winningest coach in his 36th season at Hawaii. And then on the other side, Debbie Buchanan, who's in her 11th season. She is 1 win away from becoming Idaho's second all-time winningest coach. Took this program to 2 NCAA tournaments and finished in 3rd place in the WAC the last 2 years. This program exceeding expectations again this year, picked to finish 6th, now standing in 4th place. Hawaii up by 8, second set. Church. And point to Hawaii.
That was definitely a back row attack, and when you're hitting out of the back row, the rule is you cannot touch the 10-foot line and be over the net. So you can hit from in front of the 10-foot line as a back row hitter, but you can't go over the plane of the net. And that time she just stepped over and took a full approach and swung.
Hewitt with the hammer. Brittany Hewitt, one of the premier players in the nation, leads the country in blocks. She's from Eagle, Idaho, was the two-time state player of the year in high school here in Idaho, but decided to play her college volleyball in Hawaii. There's the Hawaii block as Hartong and Weber, the freshman combination there.
When you watch, they're so good at getting up there, and Hewitt makes that adjustment. She didn't get hip to hip out there, but she moved her arms and closed up the block to take away that hole.
Great serving from Kroaihoe as Hawaii continues to build this lead. Hawaii dominating the second set right now, up 16-4. As the Vandals very close to letting this get away from them. That was Miranda Pratt with the attempt, number 11 for Idaho. She's come in for the first time, and Kelsey Taylor finally breaks the run by Hawaii.
And that's what you need, is your senior leader to get up there, have a good swing, force it through that Hawaii block, and get the ball back. They need to side out here. They need to get some points.
Taylor's the only senior on this Idaho team. 11 of the 15 players are underclassmen, and a service error there committed by Miranda Pratt, redshirt freshman from North Bend, Washington. And Hawaii closing in on a two-set lead. Remember, in college volleyball, they take an intermission after 2 sets. Mita Uiato from Signal Hill, California. I was hoping she was going to get in just so I could say her name. I love that name. Hewitt.
Right in the middle of the court, the black hole of volleyball. She does a good job of seeing that opening. The set wasn't perfect, so she just takes it and throws it to the middle.
Uiato serves again for Hawaii. And Walker hits it wide. Point to Hawaii. A lot of hitting errors coming from Idaho. And it's playing a little desperate right now.
Well, and I said earlier, Hawaii plays a much tighter game. If Idaho just made some small adjustments, they would lessen those errors a lot and be closer in this set.
Any idea what kind of adjustments you'd make?
I think it's just small things, like they're going up and they're making good swings, but if they adjusted 2 inches to the right, they'd get a lot more of those kills. Or if they were reading better on their defense around their block, they'd pick up those balls and get the dig.
Fight sets Walker, and another hitting error from Allison Walker. Walker averages 4 kills per set. She had 4 in the first set, but this has not been a good set for her. And it's been a great end of the set serving for Uiato. Taylor. Point to Idaho.
And that's just poor block timing by Taylor. She needs to get out there quicker and get over the net rather than going straight up and allowing the ball to come right in front of her.
Yeah, my mistake. It's point to Hawaii. Hawaii 3 points away from the second set. And you know, you just go through a bad patch as a player sometimes, Kelly, and right now that's what's happening to Walker. She was so solid in the first set. How does that happen?
I think it's a mental game, and you get so excited, you're doing really well, and then all of a sudden you just kind of have this lull. It's difficult to bring yourself back out of it because mentally you just start getting down on yourself. Well,
to me, volleyball is such a momentum sport. You have big swings of momentum throughout the course of a match.
Right, there are huge swings. You're exactly right. That is what volleyball is based on. So you get that momentum, then you kind of have a lull, then you get it back, and that's why this sport is fun to watch, because it's really a back and forth kind of thing.
Taylor serving to keep Idaho in this set. Goodman gets the kill, and Hawaii has a second set point. That's Kayla Goodman, a freshman from Lake Forest, California. So Dave Shoji inserting one of the freshmen in here at the end of this set. And back to serve to try to close it out. is Maeda. Now that time, Walker gets the kill, but she did it the hard way.
She did. It didn't look very easy for her, to say the least. She had to really force it through and over the net. They need to look like they're playing with a lot more ease. They look uncomfortable. They're not sure what to do. They're making a lot of errors. If they can come out in the next game and be more comfortable, I think they'll play a lot better.
Set point for Hawaii. Kept alive by Goodman. Point to Hawaii, and that is the set. So Hawaii, after a very tight opening set, steamrolls in set number 2. And now we'll have our intermission period here in Moscow, Idaho. And coming up at intermission, we've got our Campus Connection piece, which will feature Idaho's Kelsey Taylor. We'll hear from both coaches, and we'll also have highlights and stats from the first 2 sets. And right now, Hawaii head coach Dave Shoji, gracious enough to join us. Coach, a very different couple of sets there. What were the adjustments you made at the end of that first set?
Well, we really started to serve tough, and we kind of ran them out of their offense. And once they have to set the ball high, our defense is pretty good. So I think that was the key, that we served tough and they didn't pass well.
And Coach, can you talk about Danielson's effort? She's running around, jumping on things, picking up balls. What does that do for your team?
Well, we had a little slow warm-up, and I asked Kanani, I said, you really need to get our team going, because she's kind of quiet too in her own right, but I asked her as one of the captains to get our team fired up. It was real quiet in warm-up, so I was a little concerned. So I think she took it upon herself to do that, and she got us fired up.
I think she did. Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
So Hawaii leads by 2 sets at intermission. When we come back, you'll get an up-close and personal look at Idaho's Kelsey Taylor, who is the only player on this team on the all-WAC team, also an academic all-WAC.